Now if you ask us which is the most fun e-scooter in India, our answer of course will be the Ather 450X, thanks to its performance, great handling and plenty of features. But there is a slight problem, and that is its price. Especially now with the FAME subsidy going down, the price has shot up. But Ather has a solution in the form of this, the Ather 450S. Think of this as the 450X Lite, the same scooter with a little smaller battery, little less power and some fewer features. But if you take away some of the range, performance and features, is it still an Ather? Well, to find that out, we have to jump in and see what's changed and what has remained the same on the 450S. One of the biggest changes, of course, is here. Not the floorboard, but what's underneath, and that is the battery pack. Compared to the 450X, the battery capacity has gone from 3.7 kWh to 2.9 kWh. So the range has gone down as well. Now the IDC range of the Ather 450X is 145 km, while this is 115. Now that might sound like a lot, but Ather promises that in the real world, it's not that bad. The Ather 450X has a real world range of 105 km, something we have verified on a long-term scooter, and on the S, it's 90 km, which should be more than enough for most people on their daily commutes.
One thing we know for sure after spending months riding the 450X is that Ather's range prediction is absolutely spot on. So if the distance to empty indicator says you're going to get 90 km, you'd better believe you're going to get 90 km.
But if you're someone who has a very long commute or can't charge a scooter every day, the 450S might not be for you. On the S, the motor has changed a bit as well. This motor has a peak output which is 1 kW and 5 Nm less than the X, which means acceleration is a little lower as well. Now Ather claims 0 to 40 in 3.9 seconds for the S, which is about 0.6 seconds slower than the X. Now off the line, you won't feel it all that much, but once you build up speed, the difference becomes apparent.
You get 3 riding modes here, Smart Eco, Ride and Sport. But unlike the 450X, there is no Warp mode. But even without Warp mode, the 450S feels plenty quick. It's only when you ride it back to back with the 450X that the S feels a bit slower. But compared to most ICE scooters, the 450S is just tons of fun.
Thankfully though, the top speed is same on both the X and the S of 90 kph, which is definitely a win in our books. With the smaller battery and the smaller motor, well, the upside is the weight has gone down by 3.6 kilos. Now that might not sound like much, but because the weight is all low down in the bike's center of gravity, the handling has become even better. It was already very good, now it's slightly better than that. So it tips in and turns in a little easier than the X, and it inspires just as much confidence in the turns. So is this India's best handling e-scooter? Yes, the S especially is. But the biggest change, of course, is right here.
Instead of a color TFT screen like on the X, the S gets a color LCD console without a touchscreen. Honestly, we think that this new console looks rather good and it's very legible even under bright sunlight. So of course you don't get things like Google Maps navigation, but you do get turn-by-turn navigation from Map My India using the Ather app. As for the other features, it packs almost everything that the 450X gets, along with a few new things too. Since the 450S doesn't get a touchscreen, it gets new switchgear including a joystick to navigate the menus. This switchgear quality feels top notch and is very intuitive to use as well. You also get mobile connectivity for music control along with call and message alerts. A new coasting region feature allows mild region braking to happen when you just let go of the throttle, which almost feels like engine braking on an ICE scooter. There's also a new fall detection feature which automatically sends an alert to your chosen contacts if you unfortunately have a crash. Our absolutely favorite feature from the 450X, Auto Hold, is present on the S as well. And just like on the X, it works flawlessly. Lastly, the new one-touch reverse mode is simply brilliant. No swiping the screen, no holding multiple buttons, just click reverse and you're good to go. And these new features, like the coasting region and fall detection, along with the new switchgear and one-touch reverse mode, will also be available on the 450X update that's coming soon.
So let's get down to the bottom line. At rupees 1.30 lakh ex-showroom, is the Ather 450S great value and something we'd recommend? Well, yes and no. Because if you want the full Ather experience with all the features we just mentioned, you have to get it with the Pro Pack, which is rupees 13,000 extra. So that drives the price up to rupees 1.43 lakh. Yes, that does make it a little bit pricey, but the best part is you can buy the base 450S now and get the Pro Pack any other time in the future, which means you don't have to spend all that money in one shot. So in that case, it is decent value and the scooter that we'd recommend, not just for its great handling and performance and features, but because it's a very well-made scooter. Based on our experience with the 450X in Pune, over the bad roads over the last 6 months, that scooter has held up beautifully and nothing has gone wrong. All the features work fantastic, not a single panel even is loose. So in terms of longevity, Ather is the way to go. So if you're in the market for a sporty e-scooter, the Ather 450S with the Pro Pack is a great place to start.